Hello everybody, and welcome to the finale of Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 2. So we have some unfinished business going on here, like even after we defeated Kaptain K for the first time, but there's actually one more place to go to, back over in Club's Kiosk. Because we were short one Creme Coin, but now we have all 15 of the Creme Coins, and so that should be every one of them. So let's go back over to the Lost World one last time, pay him up. And yeah, he really wants us to scupper his plans, even though we did beforehand, but I guess it gives the implication that we have one more thing to do. Animal Antics! Oh boy, this fucking level. Okay, well, let me just go on just, say this at least for one thing. But, like, the first few sections, they're not too bad, though. And here's what you can do as Rambi here. The first section is going to have you as Rambi in the jungle. What you do, if you do the supercharge, you can actually just very easily cheese this level. Look what I'm doing here. See, look at that. That's what you have to do. Just use supercharge, and, that you can actually just break the level in half. And there you go. So, yeah, like I said, the first few sections of this level isn't too bad, actually. Now, you're gonna be, have a bit of a surprise attack from this, cannon here, so at least there's those little ditches right here they can be able to, just to go into and just avoid the cannonballs. And the next time we have, On Guard here, so, basically, as the name implies, Animal Antics, it's actually a final gauntlet of you playing as the animal buddies, just, by themselves. And they each have their own, sections, here, so... it's like you're just playing as the plays every single one of the animal buddies here for each of those sections. So front guard, yeah, just watch over the enemies, and yeah, and like I mentioned before, on guard can automatically poke the enemies too, and even the spikes as well from the pop tops. So that's what you want to watch out for, because well, especially since I have a just one life left, and well, at least for the characters themselves, though, then yeah, then just getting hit by the spikes would have killed me. But there's a checkpoint barrel, so at least there's that. So this is actually just about the halfway mark here. But yeah, that's a checkpoint barrel. But of course, if you actually go past that one certain section, which well, to get to. All right, so this next one with Squitter, yeah, just avoid the red zingers, and you can also just shoot the projectiles or the spider projectile against the kaboinks. But it's going to be even trickier because of the red zingers coming in. Oh, I almost got hit there because, I just have just one chance of getting hit. Also, since the credits already rolled and, since I actually went back to the file, my life kind of had reset. So, yeah, all those hard-earned lives I've worked so hard to earn. Oh, God, they're all gone. They've all been down the drain. So, yeah, I got to do this the harder way here. Now, these zingers, they'll keep on going forward, so, yeah, they don't really go back and forth, but they're a little smarter this time around, so if you actually see one coming right at you, then just shoot them. Now, before you get to this barrel, there is one more bonus room. Yeah, there's that one last bonus room that even this level has, or the bonus barrel at the very least, so this is going to be the only bonus barrel for this one, thankfully the only one, and our very last bonus game, or our bonus game here that we have, and that is to destroy them all. Yep, destroy the mugs, and yeah, what a fitting way to end this, and this this game with the bonus room, the very last bonus room here, just to end it all. So that's kind of fitting in a way. And that should be our very last DK emblem that we should be getting. So that way there we should be able to get all 40, and we should be able to get first place here. So yeah, I kind of got delayed here, just trying to get Squawks to shoot the eggs out, and there we go. All right, and yeah, I could have gone to the DK emblem right then and there, but no, we just had to wait for that animation to come by. Well, actually, no, that wasn't the last DK emblem. That was, there's actually just one more after this. But yeah, be sure you get to the bonus barrel just before you get to that cannon. And that way there you get that one done. Okay, this section. Oh my god. Fuck this section. This is the most infamous, and I mean the most infamous portion of this level that there is here. This is actually where you play as Squawks, and you have this one obstacle that you're going to be dealing with. This is actually the one part of the level that, so many players, that it was like the biggest wall, the biggest hurdle that so many players had to deal with. So once you get to Squawks, here it is, folks. This is your biggest obstacle here, the wind. It goes back and forth constantly, and it's maybe it's not so much the wind that's the problem. Here's the other biggest problem. It's both the bramble walls and the zingers, and also these other mugs as well, like the flitters. But your zingers are also the bigger problems, especially the red ones, the ones that are indestructible. So yeah, the wind is going to go constantly back and forth. It'll just push you forward or just push you backwards, and you could very easily just get hit by those brambles too. And, ladies and gentlemen, I took so many attempts here. And, you know, at this point, I mean, you know, again, I would just be using the rewind feature, but you know, at this point, you know, even then, I had to deal with this so much. Oh my god, so I really want to get this done. I want to get this Let's Play done and over with. And of course, you know, like I'm saying, you know, a lot of you guys wouldn't like it if I use a rewind feature, but, you know, but here's the thing, though. I want to get this Let's Play done and over with, and, you know, I just got so sick of this level. And the other thing is that I got shit to do. So, yeah, that's the reason. So, you know, I just want to get this done and over with, though. So, I mean, you know, you probably shouldn't blame me for all this. All right, so this is the very last section here, and then to end this off, we just have Rattly. So, yeah, you're gonna be dealing with those spikes here, but yeah, we just have the red zingers to go across. But holy shit, that squawk section, yeah, that was like the biggest hurdle, though. Now, thankfully, the only saving grace is that it's very short, but oh my god, that was the biggest kind of wall to deal with. But here we go, folks. This is it. This is the end here. So we finally made it. Thank God. So now we just have that one last mission to do after this here. God, yeah, fuck that section of the stage. Just the squawk section. Oh my god. Yeah, that's what pissed off so many players. That's like everybody's least favorite part. My least favorite part too. So with that done, now we have a new secret, Crocodile Core. So what kind of boss would be taking us to? Oh, it's playing Crocodile Core. Oh my god, K. Rool, he survived? Oh shit. And, oh, okay, well, that was a bit of fake over there with the fish. But yeah, apparently, even after the whole shark attack, Kaptain K survived all this. So now he wants to settle the score with us. So, all right, folks, so this would be the true final boss against Kaptain K. Rool. So he's back with a vengeance, and he is pissed more than ever, though. I mean, you know, because one thing, he got sunk to the, water, and he has gotten all humiliated. So now he just wants to get back at us. Now, for this one here, all you have to do is just avoid shots, avoid cannonballs, and also these purple things that will reverse your controls if you touch them. It is always recommended to have Dixie with you, mainly because of her gliding mechanic. And for this one, he gives you a bit of a sucker punch with those cannon shots. So he blasts out in a slow motion, but then it goes goes like 2 or 3 shots in a faster pace. So yeah, oh yeah, there we go, that was close. But yeah, that's all he's gonna do. So. That's you want to wait for your chance to be able to get the attack once you're actually given the chance here. So, yeah, just all you gotta do is just avoid shots. So yeah, even after being careful the first time, so yeah, it just has unfinished business with us, and you know, and there we go. There's a barrel, and there's our cannonball, and he still gets the idea to suck it up, even though that actually proved a really terrible idea. But there we go. All right, so he's blasted off again over to the core, and yeah, let's go ahead and just. Figure a nice juice box and watch Diddy juggle as we actually enjoy this whole thing. So yeah, Dixie's clearly enjoying this here. Are we all? All right, but that was it. So that was it for Kaptain K. Rool, and oh yeah, there's earthquakes going on. So yeah, so there's actually a lot of tremors going on Crocodile Isle. So that actually goes to show that, you know, it's about to explode and we need to get the fuck out. So yeah, let's get out of this miserable dump and get back to the Donkey Kong Island. Yeah, you said it, Cranky. But first things first, though, before we actually escape from there, even though clearly we're in danger and when we're going through this earthquake, we're back here, folks. Yeah, this is a lot better. So, yeah, this is actually what shows after you get all 40 of the DK emblems. So now we got first place. Yeah, suck it, Mario. Thought you were actually the mascot of the face of Nintendo. Ha, guess what? Who's got the new face? Ah, it doesn't matter. You're still the face of Nintendo anyway, though. So, I mean, you still just remain as a mascot. But, hey, you know, we got them all. So, yeah, this is actually what we get just getting all 40 of the DK emblems. So that's just for bragging rights. So yeah, there we go. Alright, so now we watch as Crocodile Isle just goes and destroys itself and now sinks to the ocean, and there's Kaptain K. Rool over there making his escape over the sunset. He's oh yeah, laugh all you can here. Yeah, he's getting away. He's gonna go escape to the north. And well, hopefully we won't be able to see him again until I hope I can. We'll probably see him again eventually though, because you know he has escaped and probably plotting his revenge by now. Yeah, this is nice. Nice little sunset here. Yeah, that was very soothing. All right, folks. So yeah, that was it. And so yeah, this would be the credits. So, but first it's gonna show off the enemies and the characters here. So that's actually what it usually does. So first we have the Neek, the most basic ones. Basically like a replacement for the naughties, like you know those beaver enemies. So yeah, because they're not really in this game. So we'll really get to see them again until I don't know, DK2. So. But yeah, so that was the, well, they call them the landlubbers, so yeah, still going by the, those pirate names here, so. But yeah, I like how it actually shows the just the background of Club's kiosk. Well, I mean, as a, I guess it goes to show that, you know, since Club has very much of a grudge against K. Rool, and, you know, for good reason. But yeah, so, yeah, we did it, guys. So, that means, yeah, submerged sea dogs. That's basically all the aquatic enemies, so. But yeah, so, yeah, to kind of recap on the ending here. So, we finally foil Captain K. Rool's plans, and we rescued Donkey Kong, and so the Crocodile Isle has sunk to the bottom of the ocean after we've basically blasted them off over to the core, and you know that's actually where that's actually the key for the explosion of the island itself. So so yeah, we just saw us sink to the bottom of the ocean. That was a nice ending here. Carving cutthroats. And we got a Clomp here, and yeah, it's just showing up every single one of those clingers. I kind of would just want to see like which of the more asshole Kremlings that we see, and just kind of like just going to rain against them, or a bit of a tire here. Got a Clamp on, which are basically the not clap traps here. Yeah, they could just kind of act like them. Got the clobbers. And next to the Crooks, I'm kind of surprised they didn't really show off the variants of the clobbers, like especially those dick wipe clobbers that you know, the ones that actually steal away your lives. I'm actually kind of surprised for that. And then we got the cloak. I got there's actually a Diddy Kong punching bag right here, so like you know, those boxing gloves too. So like, you know, I don't know, maybe he also kind of has a bit of a grudge against the monkeys as well. And then we got Cruncha, and oh, also that oil can. I also like that as I see that as a callback to the arcade Donkey Kong, where they use the oil cans. That's where the Potobos will come out. Oh yeah, they just have a club himself though. Yeah, kind of surprising. You know, he's still part of the Kremlin crew though, but you know, he still has very much of a grudge against Captain K. Rool. We have the Barnacle bosses. First one we got Crow, who is of course canonically dead, and then we have Cleaver. It's supposed to be a hand for Cleaver, but it wasn't really shown though. It's just a living sword. We got Kujol, just basically a reskin Clubba. And then we got King Zing without the stinger somehow. And then we have Captain K. Rool himself. They kind of skipped out Creepy Crow, but it's actually just this very same Crow. But yeah, there's Captain K. Rool, and then there's Animal Buddies. We have Rambi, who is absolutely the best, and Rambi, you're always magnificent. It's too bad we won't get to see you for the next game, because we kind of come across an inferior one. We have Ungard. And next up we have Readily, whose controls I'm not the most fan of, though, but, you know, better handle than Winky. We have Squitter, one of the best Animal Buddies. Always done such a great help for us, too. Then we have Clapper, who is only there for their own kind of gimmicks for some certain levels, too. And we have Squawks, which, of course, the controls you know, not really much a fan of either. And then we have Glimmer, who helped us light the way through, even though he was just there for one level. And then we have the Kong Clan. We got Swanky. Give us all those complicated quiz questions. Then we have Funky, or Funky the Main Monkey, which, of course, we never got to use very much, though, because we didn't need to. We have Wrinkly, who's, you know, gave us a nice little education, and hopefully he should stay alive for many more to come. We have Cranky himself that we also didn't get to visit very much, and then we have Donkey, who is still held captive somehow, even though we just rescued him. That's kind of humiliating. We have Dixie, who's well, you know, she's gonna be pretty famous for the for the next part here. And Diddy, of course, which unfortunately we probably won't get to see for a while for the next instance. And then there we go. And then here's the credits. Yes, Scurvy Kong crew, you mateys. Okay, yeah, it's just the developers for this game showing for the credits. So, anyway, so yeah, that was it for Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. And I will say as much though that well, it is definitely a lot more challenging than the first game though. And yeah, granted there were a lot of frustrations going on, especially for like, you know, the levels in the Lost World, and especially for Animal Antics, because fuck that section of level. I will say though, I had such a fantastic time with this, and you know, it's definitely considered to be one of the best, if not the best, of the whole Donkey Kong Country trilogy though. And you know, while the first game is definitely very much of a legend, and you know, very much iconic for how great it is, this game really does, you know, goes to show how much of a true sequel it is, and how innovative it is here. You know, very well designed as well. And you know, and I will definitely say as much though that, you know, despite how much more challenging it is though, I definitely had a good time with this here. And I know for sure that, you know, I had to look to see where exactly these bonus areas are, because, you know, just having to do 100% completion here But just on a regular playthrough alone, it's so much fun, and it's one of those definitely one of those feel-good kind of games as well. And just going with the challenges, and it's kind of challenging that it's just right though, and it's one of those things where I mean, even though I don't really do it much anymore though, like I haven't really thrown my controller down at all though, and some of that probably wouldn't be worth it as well, but it's still fun, kind of challenging as well. So it's definitely a great sequel, and something I would recommend as well. And good sound quality and all that, and also not to mention the music. I absolutely love the soundtrack for this year, and without a doubt my absolute favorite soundtrack in the entire trilogy. I mean, I also love the first game soundtrack just the same though, but the soundtrack here sounds very funky and sounds so great. I can just listen to them and just jam to them all, and it's such a fantastic soundtrack too. So yeah, overall I will say this definitely just about would be I would say equally the same as first game as well, but this would also have to be one of my favorites in the Donkey Kong series. It's such a damn good, fantastic game. So I will say this much though, that I definitely would recommend this one. If you haven't played already, then I definitely would recommend playing this game as well, even for first timers as well. It's going to be challenging for sure though, but but it also could be easy to figure out at the same time. So it's available on the Nintendo Switch Online, which is of course if you have a subscription service for the NSO, or I mean if you're still a kid watching this and having to have your parents go for this subscription. But overall though, if you ever do and you have the chance, I would definitely recommend playing this game. Or you can also play the GBA port for this game as well, because that's there as well, and it's still a good port as well. Despite the screen crunch and all that, that's the only thing about it though. But it's still a good port overall. There's also a couple of new features, like the one exclusive boss that there is in K. Rool's Keep that I didn't mention though. There was that as well. So that's the one change about it that I know of. I haven't really played the GBA version for one thing though, but I heard it's still a pretty good port overall. So definitely play that as well. But like I said, if you ever want the good DKC experience and somebody good challenge, I would say play this game. It's such a fantastic game, and I had a good time with this one here. So. But with all that out of the way, we are still not done with the marathon. Yeah, I know, this has been going on for quite a while, and it's going to go on even longer, especially the last one. But the next game, the next iteration in the Donkey Kong Marathon is going to be the third and final of the trilogy. But no, it's not the last one in the marathon, though, because, that's going to be like kind of like at the tail end, though. But it's going to be the third of the DKC trilogy. And that, of course, is going to be Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. And this one, well, I actually did have some practice with it, though, but I only went for a casual playthrough, and I haven't really bothered to do 100% completion. And from what I've heard, there is actually a lot more going for it, and you would be missing out a lot if you only just went for a casual playthrough and, just skip a lot of stuff. But, it does, from what I saw so far, it actually does take quite a bit of effort having to do 100% completion for this game here. Although, speaking of, I will say this much, though, that, hey, I actually managed to do 102% completion in this playthrough, so yay for me, got all the bonus rooms, got all the crank coins, got everything in the Lost World, got all the DK emblems, too, so, yeah, so we very much, did 102% completion for this game, so there we go. But, yeah, for the next one, yeah, I'm gonna have to just look through those guides, because, that one I kind of wasn't really looking forward to. I mean, I'm not saying I don't really enjoy the experience at all. I mean, I'm not even saying that, that DKC3 is actually a pretty bad experience. I mean, I still enjoy my time with it, though. But when it comes to having to do the 100% completion for that game, and, in the scope of a Let's Play, that part I'm kind of dreading a bit here, though. So, you kind of have to bear with me on this one, though, because, well, we'll just have to look things up here. So, so yeah, it's going to be a bit, but, gotta try, every once in a while. So, with that said, thank you guys so much for tuning in for this here, and hope you guys enjoy this part of the this marathon here. Even though it's not really as popular though. I mean, I haven't really been getting very many views though, but I'm trying everything I can though. So, anyway, so when we return again, and pretty shortly, we're gonna be going to the next iteration for this marathon, Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. So until then, I will see you guys for that playthrough. Stay tuned until then.